Well, greetings YouTube. Welcome to my new bench. I have a little setup in our spare room now. This is the first of hopefully a few videos on the next build, the next big build. I recently have kind of had a little moment of truth to myself when it comes to modeling. I am just tired of doing the same old gray jets. Every time I do a gray jet, my wife goes, "Ooh, yeah, very pretty, honey. That's a nice, pretty gray jet, but it's boring, and you can do so much more." So this is going to be my next project. This is a tigermeet Mirage 2000, and just to kind of show you guys some of my past work. This is Revel's 48 scale. This is all decals, which is great. This is actually the test bed I did. And then this is my hind, which I'm very proud of. It came out gorgeous. It's all hand painted, and this is kind of my specialty. So I've decided in my limited years I have left, I'm going to be doing stuff that only I can do. Not that somebody else couldn't do this, but this is definitely my specialty. This is what I love working on. So, back to the Mirage. Back in the late 90s, Fine Scale Modeler came out with an article on this model in 48 scale, and I fell in love with that paint scheme. However, I did not want to do it in 48 scale. I wanted to do something more grand. And then magically, here comes Kittyhawk and their Mirage 2000. So when I opened this box up, like everybody else, I was impressed. I thought, wow, what a great kit. What great details. And then I discovered it doesn't go together like a Tamiya kit. And I'm going to go over that here in the instructions. For anybody building this kit, it is a good kit. However, it does have Kittyhawk issues. So first off is the seats. They're nice seats. There's what the seat looks like. It comes with two seats, so this is the spare seat. Comes with photo etch for the top here. Can't get this thing to focus, but probably because I'm too close. And it's black, but it's okay. What I ended up having to do, where's my pointer? Ooh, pointer. Is I cut the this picture's better. I cut the front section of this off. I cut the bar off and made the bar from scratch. Some of these didn't look accurate, so I cut them up. I added a canvas to the top. I changed the shape of the seat because it wasn't right. It's too flat. And then I did not use the kit seat belts. I did use the kit photo etched. And this is what I got. See if this thing will stand up for me. So, again, focus. Again, we got the top here. I added canvas, I added piping all the way down. I did buy the Edward photo etch seatbelt kit, and then tone it down with a little bit of Tamiya brown and black. Managed to paint one of these for the first time ever. I painted it black, and then I masked it with a skinny tape, and then painted the yellow. So I'm super happy with how that came out. And then I rated my scratch extra extra decal boxes, and just found some generic dangers and nameplates, and the original jet has a lot of nameplates on it. So for reference, this is the best book I could find for reference. However, the pages are not glued in very well. So if you're like me, you see the binding there, it's coming unglued. So great book, great photos, not very well put together. Kind of disappointing waiting for that from Greece for a month, and the book fell apart, but I guess it doesn't matter. I'm using it for the pictures. So there is the seat. Fit was good. Next would be the cockpit tub. And the only thing I have to say after looking at this book, none of this cockpit tub is accurate. The dials and the buttons were shit. They're just super boring. There is a good review on Modeling News on this kit. He did a great job, but the weak point was the cockpit. There's like no dials. So I opted for the Edward photo etched upgrade. So I actually bought 2 Edward kits for this. I bought the kit that came with the resin version of this dash, and ended up going with this one because I was able to get flat glass behind the gauges, and I thought it looked better. So super happy with that. I was originally going to do some Ann's dials, but they are so hard to get a hold of right now that I got the decals, but I didn't get the dials. So, and again, you'll see placards everywhere. Scratch built detail. I'll get to that. Got the floor dirtied up. Got this top section. Again, I rated my extra decal sheet for this. I had to add this. I just cut it out of photo etched. There's a little box up here that's really hard to see. That was not there. I had to add it. Again, it was a nice kit. However, it just didn't have. It just wasn't entirely accurate. It was kind of like trumpeter accurate. And then I know a lot of people are taking this section here and cutting it out and putting mesh back there because you can actually see through it in the plane. But I did not want to deal with that. I just wanted to get to paint. I just wanted to get to start painting this. And I'm still pretty happy with the way it turned out. So, where can I set this where it doesn't fall over? And there's all the extra plumbing. Again, those boxes are not accurate. These bottom ones are close, but just added a bunch of piping and painted it silver and got a bunch of placards and stuff just to busy it up, make it semi-accurate. Super happy with the way it came out. So that's the cockpit. Fit was good. Detail was not so good. And got the heads-up display. Don't have the glass in yet. I was waiting to flat clear everything. What else we got? Oh, the landing gear. This is a joke. The landing gear. And as always, why in the hell do they make you put the landing gear in and then have to work around all that shit? So, this was my solution. So, I took the landing gear, and again, you'll see all these placards and stuff that I got. I did not add any wiring to the landing gear. I just didn't feel the need for it. It looks pretty good the way it is. So, this piece here, I added a brass rod, which I ended up, basically, you just cut the end of that off, and crazy glued one on and seam filled it. So it's got nice good strength here, better than plastic. I didn't want to have to do, a lot of guys will just cut the tabs off and then just shove it in there with a bunch of crazy glue. I've done that. It sucks. I always know if I set my model down too hard, it's going to break. So I wanted to take this model to shows. So this will come out. And then once I get the strut that goes from here to here, it should align it in the right position. And then where in the heck is my landing gear strut? Well, I'll show you on the main strut. So I did drill a hole all the way through that, and then the other side. So I actually cut this gear off. That's not how it comes on the kit. So I cut that off, made it sure it was nice and clean, drilled a hole through that, drilled a hole through the other one, and then this will now be reinforced with brass rod as well. So it'll be reinforced and I can put it on after. While I'm here, let's get this part out of the way before I break it. While I'm here, you will see in your reference material, if you buy that book, Kitty Hawk doesn't provide you anything behind here. It's just a piece of glass. So I just put a flat piece of styrene. I looped some lead wire, painted it red, and then stuck it back there. Dropped my pointer. And taped it and glued it. I glued it and then it came off, but whatever. And then same with this back here. They give you literally nothing. This is supposed to be some kind of camera of some sort. I believe it's a camera. It might be a light too. See if I can get in there closer. Nope, too close. So I painted the light red, the light silver, and then put a piece of styrene with a rib in it. There was a rib in the reference pictures, and then just glued it in from the back. So can't really see it very well. Keep hitting the wrong buttons. Yeah, you can see just the styrene. So, and then I did all this beautiful detail on the landing gear. Found all these placards and made them look cool. And then realized that this door right here gets closed. But I don't care. I'm going to put the door there anyway. I'm going to leave it open. I'm just going to say it's open for maintenance or something. Because I don't want to hide all that detail I just did. So, so that's that. And what's next? Didn't really care to have open ammo doors, so I just glued them shut. Got a little bit of gap to fill. So none of that's there. Oh, I did install a... This is going to have to be put in after the fact. This right here is going to have to be put in after the fact, so it'll slip through this hole. But in order to keep it aligned, I did install a brass tube, and then it'll just stop her up against it. So I'll just put a dab of crazy glue in it and stick it in there after. So the engine on the Modeling News site, the guy came up with a really good suggestion. I thought about it. Should I do this? Should I not do this? But he suggests cutting this engine. You can't see any of this hardly. You'd have to get in there really hard with a flashlight to see inside there. I mean, you'd have to be dead on, and there'd actually have to be light in there to see it. So it doesn't really matter. It's just one of those things. I'll know it's there. But I'll put that in. And then after the fact, this comes with a gorgeous resin nozzle. And then you glue the resin nozzle to here and then slide it in after the fact, just like you would a normal jet. And sorry, the dogs are going crazy because the kids are probably making them crazy. So that's that. And all that stuff I did not put on because you're not going to see it. Waste of time. Same with that. Waste of time, waste of time. I want to get to the paint job, baby. Nice little brace there. It's cool. There should have been more. Really, if they had proper alignment tabs. I close these doors. If you do plan to close these doors, get ready for some fit issues because they don't fit very good. They're going to be a little bit of work. And even now, I'm going to have to probably scrap them a little more. But I'll wait till I get primer on it. And none of that stuff's going to be done yet. And I just can't understand why they can't put their instructions in proper order. It just doesn't make sense. These fit pretty good. This all fit good. This fit pretty good. I'm leaving the fins off until we're done. See, I wrote it on here last. I'm leaving... Where the hell is it? There's a little photo etch pieces. Probably haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, obviously. Why the fuck would you put that on now? That's stupid. There's your light. There's your lens. Oh, yeah. You'll see. These right here, I closed them. Open, close. It doesn't matter. They don't fit with a shit. So those are, I had to make them. They're way too small. So I guess if you open them, they'd be okay, but they're still too small. It's just like, really, Kitty Hawk, you fuckers, get your shit together. The light, the guy over at Modeling News also goes through it. This lens, it does not sit flush, so you literally have to just sand the inside of that intake until it fits. Yeah, so anyway, what do you do? Oh, the fit of the intake. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. It's not COVID, don't worry. So the intakes. Let's see. This one is done. I've prepped this one, and it fit pretty good. It did sit a little high here. I didn't get crazy with it. I just lightly sanded it and just lightly rescribed it. These I filled because on my model you don't have them. There's an early version. It does not have ordnance underneath there. And then both these intakes you have to sand this part of it on the intake side. Otherwise they stick up. They just sit up too high. So this is the better one. The other side I ended up having to sand a little bit of, actually cut some of this section out on the fuselage to get it to fit. And then it still has like a little step right there on this side, but this curve is, it's almost too much curve here compared to that. So, and then the same thing, see how the bottom lines up, see that big step? That's a pretty big step. This is the worst side. So I'm not going to get super crazy with it because it's on the bottom. And then you'll see a piece of plastic card here. Reference picture I found has that center section. And also, I'm pretty sure when I glued this in, I didn't get it far enough in, so I had a big gap. So I'm going to have to deal with that. That'll be fun. So, okay. So intakes are fit. As you can tell, I am in a super excited rush to get this sucker to the point where I can paint it. What do we got? That's all intakes. And again, why the fuck would you tell somebody to put this little shit on now? That's just dumb. Radar, not going to get a radar. Main wheelbase, they actually fit pretty good. They fit really good. And then Kitty Hawk actually did this one right. This, I did not cut this. This came like that. So why would you do the main base, the main gears, but not the front nose gear like that? Really? Come on. And again, I was worried about strength, so I drilled a hole all the way through and through the top to reinforce that. So this is not going anywhere at all, ever. So wish I had done that with my hind Hindsight's always 20/20. That's awful. And then the wings. Again, I haven't done any of the little stuff yet, but that's fine. That'll come after. And then the tail. And then I think that's pretty much as far as I've gotten. So, so I wanted to build this model so I could take it to a show. I could take it to the Nationals on a plane and not have to worry about stuff breaking off. So, hence the beefed up landing gear. I beefed up the wings with a brass rod. These all do have removable, they will have removable ordnance and magnetic and pinned. Again, I've been doing, the last 6 jets I had at least 10 missiles and bombs. This is going to have 2 missiles and 2 fuel tanks. I am so over fucking bombs and missiles. So this will be nice. Oh, these doors. They're marked incorrectly. The instructions are not marked correctly. Don't be a dumbass like me and go and glue the wrong one in. Not that it really matters because they don't fit with the shit anyway. You have to cut them up and fill them in. And yeah, thanks, Kitty Hawk. Great if you want to leave them open because you'll never notice. But yeah. All right, now we get to the wing. I'm going to mock up this wing. And you see I do have brass reinforcement in here as well. And the rod will go all the way through to the other wing and get held together with another rod that slips inside of it. Not this one, but another one. So, here we go. I am building this an unusual way, and I'll show you why. I've seen another guy do this, and he had the same problem I did, and he used rubber bands, and I want to show you this. Do you see that join? It's perfect. Well, it's a model. It's not perfect. There's a little teeny tiny gap there. Come on, focus, bitch. So, it's pretty damn good. Right? No filler. Watch this shit. This is horrible. I'm trying to do this with one hand. It's not working. Hold on. Alright, we'll edit that out. Okay, so this is the gap that you are meant to deal with. How? I have no fucking idea. I don't know where my light is. Anyway, shitty gap. So what I did, so not only do I have the rod, but I also have a screw there and a screw there. So that will cinch up super tight to the point where you don't have a gap. Now the bottom is not going to fit all that good either. So my plan is to glue this section first, because if I put the bottom wing on here, it's got a gap here. So I'm going to glue this section first so that's nice and flat up against that. Let it sit overnight, and then I will stretch it over to the rest of it. That's my plan. I'll see how it works. And then this is the main gear. This is what the rest of the gear look like, where it's pinned. Pinned all the way as high as I could go to about here. And then once I'm done, all I gotta do is go pop, and then just make sure that that's at the right angle. And then, yeah, these gears are weird. They pitch in a lot. And that's what they're supposed to be. So I made sure that I'm not an error there. So that is, oh, one more thing. One more cool thing. Alright, so I got a little crazy with magnets. I wanted my cockpit or my canopy closed, but I also, because this canopy is wavy, I very riskily crazy glued some magnets to the bottom of this, which was really stressful. Oh, and this part too. Look at this shit. This is some small stuff. So, in hopes that I would get this to work, and it did. So, that canopy sits on there pretty darn perfect. Did it sit perfect before? No, it did not. It had to be worked. So, again, it's not a Tamiya kit. My next one probably will be. I don't know why this damn camera can't focus. So anyway, that is my next project. Hopefully I didn't bore anybody to death. If you guys have any suggestions on what I should do, leave them in the comments. My kids are probably listening outside.